Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Norman with the DC Camp, the branch of Great Millstone, back from another video. First and foremost, call all Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Of course, once again, let me check the volume here. Yeah. Once again, double honors go out to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways. All right, pushing the truth with the aid of the numerous amounts of videos that are posted, uploaded, and help spread this truth around the four corners of the earth. All right, trying to wake up the remaining, hopefully, like in a time that's that we have left. Well, I guess you heard about this, and it has ties to the DC area here. As the title goes, it says white fatigue is reaching pandemic levels. Hold on just 1 second. Let me pause it. All right, here's the copyright disclaimer real quick because I'm using someone else's video as a teaching tool. This is the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Fair use. All right, got that out of the way. So let's go back to the video and let's go ahead and run it. Well, before I do, you have to realize these people, man, projection, you look that up in psychology, all right, is a huge thing with these people. All right, they hear spread all the propaganda and the rumors about our people being so violent, lack self-control and all that other bullshit. When it's really just seems we're here just to run interference and take the attention off of them. Because everybody, as you see the title here, white fatigue is reaching pandemic levels. Yeah. Even amongst themselves, you'll see videos where they're like, they're tired of the shit. All right. So let's go ahead and roll this. This site is Antonio Talks. He's pretty good. So let's go.
Have y'all ever came across a news headline that was so bad, and before they show the suspect, you just think to yourself, I hope this wasn't a black person. Yeah. Listen, as black people, whenever we commit a crime, y'all, it's the entire race's fault. There is no excuses made. There's no context given. All black people are bad. But when it's a white person, y'all, there is every excuse thrown at them. Oh, we need to pray for this individual. He was troubled. He was lost. Let's just take example of the incident with Charlie Kirk. When Buddy got popped, there was a lot of outrage in the first couple of days. You had white men flooding the streets, protesting, screaming, fight back. His wife hopped online, basically wishing death on the shooter, and then turn around a few days later, the suspect is released. And he was a young white man from the Caucasus Mountains. There were no more protests. Everybody was talking about coming together. His wife even hopped on and said she praying for him. And it's like, bro, I could only imagine if that was a black person or an immigrant or something like that, how the reaction would have been. White fatigue, though, y'all, it is very bad.
A federal grand jury indicted 2 North Texas men accused of plotting to invade a foreign island, kill the men, and take the women as sex slaves.
Prosecutors say... Yeah. Y'all see how delusional these white supremacists like be? 2 men going to a whole island and y'all... Oh my... But they love to scream black people have a low IQ. What?
One of the men enlisted in the Air Force to get military training. He thought he needed. Fox 4's Blake Hansen in our newsroom tonight with these stunning allegations. Blake.
Yes, Stephen Heather, federal prosecutors say the suspects didn't plan to go it alone. In fact, the feds say they plan to recruit people who are homeless in Washington, D.C. to serve on their, quote, expeditionary force and take over a small Haitian island. The grand jury...
Oh, y'all trying to go to Haiti.
Charges 21-year-old Gavin Weisenberg from Allen and 20-year-old Tanner Thomas from Argyle with conspiracy to murder, maim, or kidnap in a foreign country, as well as a charge of production of child.
Oh my, y'all, I keep telling y'all this: the pipeline of racist white men to child PDF content possessioners. I don't even think that's a word. Every time I'm talking about, there is always a correlation.
Margaret Joe Weisenberg was booked into the Collin County Jail in July. We've not been able to find a mugshot for Thomas. Prosecutors say he was in the U.S. Air Force at the time.
Damn.
The place they are accused of plotting to invade is called Gonave Island. It is part of the Republic of Haiti. It's not small. In fact, that island has about 87,000 residents. Prosecutors.
So y'all thought, even if y'all had about 100 people, I mean, like...
say Weisenberg and Thomas planned to lead that expeditionary force by sailboats to the island, murder the men, take control of the island, and then turn the women into sex slaves, according to prosecutors. The feds say the plan dates back to August of last year. They say Weisenberg enrolled in a Rockwall Fire Academy to learn command and control protocols, but flunked out in February. They say he then traveled to Thailand to learn how to sail, but didn't enroll in the school due to the cost. The feds say Thomas, meanwhile, enlisted in the Air Force in January and in March, changed his station assignment from Germany to Maryland to better coordinate the invasion and recruit the homeless population in D.C.
This is why I have to make these videos, because people think that this shit is like, it's just online. No, these men were really going to the army just to be racist, like just to this is, yo, I know I'm kind of left-leaning, but one thing I do promote, especially for my young black men, is the right to bear arms, man. Stay strapped. I go to the gun range at least twice a month, bro. I try to be on it, because you never know what these, you know what I'm saying? You got to stay protected, bro.
We reached out to attorneys listed for Weisenberg and did not hear back. We could not find attorneys listed for Thomas. Prosecutors say they face up to life in prison if convicted on the conspiracy to murder charge.
The big problem with martial arts.
How do you prevent an ambush on the street? Well, it's simple. You learn how to
on the conspiracy to murder charge.
Get a ass the chair, bro. Get him up out of here, bro. Damn, y'all. This low-key scary, man.
Who would ever have imagined neo-Nazis going into video chat rooms with children trying to recruit them?
I'm an entertainer, pro-white entertainer. I hate non-whites.
And you see they targeting kids. Hey, that pipeline. I know he got something on his computer targeting children, bro. Y'all, man, what's wrong with y'all, bro? And this is literally the reason why we have so many racist young white men that look up to, 1930s Germany and, you know what I'm saying, the mustache man, Nick Fuentes. They look at these type of people, they are indoctrinated. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Young as hell, just, hey, bro, pay attention to what your kids consuming, because I be even seeing some black kids that be watching these type of people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the, man, what happened to us?
Okay. That's exactly what our News Channel 5 investigation discovered.
And that's the thing, as he started to ask the question, what the hell? Our people need, this is not our rest, as the scriptures say. All right, we need salvation. We need to get the hell up out of here. Because the longer this goes on, as it says in Matthew 24 and 22, let's get it real quick. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. That's why the days, everybody knows, like time speeding up was a reason for that.
What our News Channel 5 investigation discovered. The neo-Nazi in this case is a guy named John Minadio, who is part of a group, the Goyim Defense League, that spent 2 weeks in Nashville back in 2024. I confronted him on the steps of City Hall.
You have a problem with Jews in general, though.
Yes, I do.
And I had continued to watch this group's activities. What I was really stunned to discover was that he was going into video chat rooms that are popular with children, berating children of color. You look like an ugly trying to recruit white children.
White power. There you go.
Convincing white boys especially that they needed to get guns and get ready to kill black people.
Shooting range. Get ready to kill.
It was, I think, by most people's estimation, pure evil. If you want to see my full investigation, in fact, you need to see my full investigation, it's online at newschannel5.com/hate.
And shout out to the white people that do be standing up against this shit, dog. I'm gonna put the full stories all down below. But bro, it's just sad, dog. Like 2025, you would think shit would get better. You got motherfuckers planning to go take over whole islands of black people, telling young kids that who's to say they're not going to go to college, continue the same type of ideology. You know what I'm saying? Like.
There's a January 6th rioter who was pardoned by President Trump has been arrested for molesting a child in Florida. 44-year-old Andrew Johnson is accused of molesting an 11-year-old boy 3 times last year. Johnson met the child on
I'm gonna be so 100. If black people are known for being violent and killing people, white people are known for doing stuff like this. And if I wasn't no race, I would choose to do the black people crimes. We murderers and killers. Y'all rapists and child tittlers.
According to an affidavit, Johnson.
There was a recent podcast with the amazing Lucas and the Hodge twins. And they invited Lucas to Las Vegas. And they tried to go at him, you know, as far as, because, you know, Hodge twins are sellouts, but they had 2 other so-called black guys in the room and a Palestinian. All right. And Lucas was tearing them a new one, you know. And he, you know, wanted to bring up the 13%, you know, population, you know, shit they like to use, the stats, and 50% of the crime. And he threw it back at him. He said, well, you know, he gave the stats with so-called, you know, white men with the pedophilia, and, you know, he's just running down the list, and they got kind of pissed, you know. Like I said, they're total sellouts. So, and then the Palestinian jumped in talking about, well, where's his information, all this shit. And he ended up calling him a nigger and all this shit, and it got really heated. If y'all want to check that out, but like he said, they'll probably either not post that at all, or they'll chop it up so much that, you know, in editing. So here we go.
Gifted the boy an iPhone to keep the abuse a secret. He also told the child that since he was pardoned for storming the Capitol, he was being awarded $10 million as a result of being a January 6ther, and that he would be putting him in his will to take over what money he had left over. Trump talked about the possibility of compensating the January 6th rioters, but so far no one has received any payments.
And shout out to this Twitter page right here, man. I expose racists and you know what. And like, bro, it's just so many stories that you wouldn't even imagine these people do. And a lot of these are like child, you know what, and I really can't talk about them a lot on YouTube because the last time I tried it, they took my video down. So y'all go on these pages and they show you how sick these people are. Nobody really talks about the crimes that they commit. And it's like, you know, they love to paint black people.
Exactly. There used to be another site called, was it WOW, like wow, but it was W.O.W, white on white crime. And I haven't found that. I've been looking for it.
That's the problem when they're the main ones. Like, look at this. He took the life of his own baby. You know what I'm saying? Like they want to say, oh no, protect, don't be around black people. They're dangerous. Y'all are the main ones that are dangerous. You know what I'm saying, bro? So, man, y'all show this Twitter page some love. Don't fall for the propaganda, bro. Black people are not the only ones committing crimes, all right? Black fatigue, no, it ain't real. White fatigue, that's most definitely should be the damn main thing.
And that's worldwide, all right? And you can thank, America's favorite, their buddy is Israel, all right? Which I'm so glad that happened the way it did, because now that just sheds more light on America. All right, because they're getting exposed for the big, you know, PD files that they are, you know, having dual citizenship and all that shit. And who allows them to do that? As far as being here and they committing those acts and being allowed to go back to Israel. And that's why a lot of countries don't even allow them to come there, all right?
And we got a lady dropping off. I think she Instacarted some Pampers and some milk, you know, things that she need. Dropping it off. Take the picture. She dropped it off, you know, did her thugger.
Fucking there for you.
Oh, shit. White men, 2 white men showing up. They plotting, y'all. Thugs. Fucking thugs. What's gonna happen? I know they finna try to come back and, yeah.
Watch this, watch this.
Trying to hide from the kid. Bruh. Dog. Nigga stole some milk. Nigga, you stole milk.
Hey, you want better heart health? Take cayenne pepper. You want improved circulation? Take hawthorn berry.
Stole some milk. Nigga, you stole milk.
Here's a really weird family fact. My mom and dad and me and my sister all slept in the same bed growing up, and I slept in that bed till I was 8, and my sister slept in that bed till she was like 15. It was because we had no other rooms in the house. However, after my brother moved out and we had a free room, my dad decided to take me, and we were going to sleep in my brother's room, just me and my dad. And no one thought it was weird. And I found out today that my mom knew my dad was using at this time, and my dad was acting so insane and weird. And when he was like, I'm going to leave you, my wife, to sleep in a different room with my 8-year-old daughter, no biggie, my mom didn't bat an eye.
That's why Job 30th chapter, all right, it tells you these people are viler than the earth. All right. Don't even want your dogs around them.
And then my dad slept in this room with me until I turned 13. And the only reason it stopped was because after I turned 13, I was like, this is super weird.
5 years.
And I like cried to my mom because I was like, I don't want him to sleep in here, but I'm so scared he's gonna, if I kick him out, because the bond was super weird. And so my mom had to like set up a conversation so he wouldn't like freak out over me kicking him out of this room so I could finally have my own room. And it was just weird that no one seemed to like think that that was an odd choice on my dad's part.
Tim Tebow put it best, bro. White men are some of the biggest abusers in the child home, you know? And I gotta hold white women accountable too, because her, like in the video, her mother didn't do anything and step in and say, hey, this is wrong. That's why I don't understand white supremacy, because white supremacy, white women are treated like shit. You know what I'm saying? It's that patriarchy that is intact with white supremacy. And she didn't really even go in.
So what? Good, because they don't want to lose that privilege. So they're going to go along with it. So who cares about them being abused? Fuck them. They're going to get it too. There's no escape from the nation, which includes the woman too. All right. Of Edom, they're all done. All right. Don't feel sorry for the mother. No, hell no.
To detail in this video, I hope nothing happened to her. We didn't touch on her, bro. That's just sick, man.
Blaming everything on white people. Oh, you're not gonna like this. World War I, white people. World War II, white people. The Vietnam War, white people. Slavery, white people. Systemic racism, white people. Racism in general, white people. Thousands of years of Asian history being wiped off this planet, white people. Africa decentralized for decades. South America decentralized for decades. The Middle East decentralized for decades. White people. Capitalism, white people. Fascism in America, white people. Oh, look at that, you're Christian. Bet. Christianity being used to justify slavery? White people. Christianity being used to justify massacring Native Americans? White people. There's a fake Christian that sold Bibles with his own names on it sitting in the White House right now that was built and maintained by slaves. This motherfucker's white. Who led Germany during the 1930s? A white Christian. Which group of people colonized Africa? White Christians. Klan members. White Christians. St. Peter's Cross being misunderstood as a symbol of Satanism. White people. Border problems. White people. White people. The metal community being full of racist, ignorant bitches. White people. Speaking of that, Pantera. White people. The current dog shit state of the movie industry. White people and capitalism. The current dog shit state of the music industry. White people and capitalism. Specifically shit like Spotify. The current dog shit state of the gaming industry. White people and capitalism. Mount Rushmore. White people. This is some colonizer shit. Native people their sacred land back. Dingoes. White people. The extinction of the dodo bird. White people. Fucking cave diving. White people. Last but not least, the useless existence of you and your mother. White people. That was 2 minutes of speed reading, and I'm barely on page 1 of the cracker book.
Hey, bruh, he was on their ass, man. But
yeah, I don't know what personally he got going on there, but he was right on that, on all that he said, you know.
I'm gonna say this. It ain't all white people, but it's probably gonna be a white person. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Listen, don't fall for the propaganda with these black fatigue videos. Yes, black people commit crimes. Every other race commit crimes, but them highlighting one group and trying to make them the entire problem with the country is literally just propaganda. If you watching this video, bruh, and you got spare time, make some videos on these topics. You know, like, that's what they do for us, bruh. They put out our bad, do the same shit. Sometimes fighting fire with firework, man. No more talking, though. If y'all want to see something similar to this, go check out Even White People Got White Fatigue.
That's a good one. I wrote That's like a month old, but it's good. So, hey, with that, hey, it was on point. I'm sure I'll be using him. Pay attention to this site. I especially want to get the one that he mentioned earlier on. That was like the old site, White on White Crime. I can't find that anymore, but motherfuckers was exposing their ass too, like he just said. They make it a point to smear us all over the screen and news and all that. And, you know, hey, throw it back at them. So with that, once again, I hope whoever views this video is edified. And I'd like to remind you still to remain circumspect out there. Keep your head on a swivel. All right, especially, you know, got this time of the year, people are even more depressed than usual. All right. So, you know how these folks are. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open. All right. So with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.